These are devotions for people at a social distance. On my sermon this past Sunday, I made the point that the Gospel of Matthew and its story of Joseph, the father of Jesus, makes a very intentional parallel to the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Both are dreamers, both have the same father, both go down to Egypt, right? And so today, I was reading in the story of Joseph in Genesis chapter 37. And in particular, I was kind of interested in the account of Joseph's dream, because I think this is perhaps one of the contrasts that Matthew has in mind as he writes his gospel. So in Genesis chapter 37, starting at verse 4, it says, once Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brothers. And basically, as he tells it to them, doesn't give us an account of the dream itself, but it gives an account, and I think this is probably significant, of Joseph's account of his dream to his brothers. There we were, binding sheaves in the field. Suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright. Then your sheaves gathered around it and bowed down to my sheaf. And then there's another dream as well that basically seems to have the same punchline, that everyone is bowing down, everyone is acknowledging the greatness of Joseph. And I would just like to note a couple of things about this dream, and in particular, Joseph's telling of the dream. Now, this dream, like the one in the book of Matthew, in the Gospel of Matthew, is true, right? It does come true. What is revealed in the dream is true. At the end of the story in Genesis, yes, everyone is bowing down to Joseph. So the issue with this, any problem with this dream does not have to do whether it's true or not. It's how Joseph seeks to portray this dream to his brothers that obviously becomes very problematic. And this is something that Joseph's own father soon recognizes and talks to him about. And so the problem is this. Yeah, it's true. Yes, the story will end with everyone bowing down to Joseph. But is that the only way you could have seen the dream? Is that the only way you could have interpreted it? Could it also have been a dream that indicated that Joseph's family might be in danger and that Joseph may be in a situation where he's the only one who can help them because God has put him in that place? That's where Joseph comes at the end of the story. But here at the beginning, no, he only sees it as a story about how important he is. And this is really contrast to the story in the Gospel of Matthew, where Joseph also has a dream in which something is really important and true is revealed, and it's about the nature of Mary's child. But there is no issue at all of Joseph making this, all about himself, which he could have done. He could have done, but he explicitly chooses to, he's received the truths from God. He's been put in a really important position, but he chooses not to make it about himself. And he reaches out and he does the thing that helps Mary most in that situation and that secures the future for this child. So I think that this is actually an intentional contrast that Matthew is setting up as he writes his gospel. You can be right, and you can still be a jerk. You can have the truth, and you can still get it wrong. It's how you choose to talk to others, how you choose to deal with each other, and how you choose to put yourself forward or not when there's an opportunity for service. So I think that's a really interesting contrast, and one I wanted to highlight on this day, just a few days before Christmas. Lord God, thank you for the truths you put in front of us. Thank you for the reminder, though, that just knowing what's true, what's right, isn't enough. It's what we do with that matters, what we do about it that matters.